Lesson 4, Venn diagrams, Part 2. We are now going to look at Venn diagrams that have 3 subsets as opposed to the 2 that we did in Part 1. Number 1. The Venn diagram displays the results of a survey of 100 students in a high school regarding the movies that they had watched in the last 2 weeks. Set P represents the number of students who watched Perfect Rebel. Set C represents the number of students who watched Chill. D represents the number of students who watched Dazed. From the diagram, how many students watched only Perfect Rebel? Well, that would be the part of set P that does not overlap with any of the other sets, so that would be 3. How many students watched Perfect Rebel? Well, this would include all the areas that are contained in P. So that would be the 3, the 1, the 6, and the 1, which would be a total of 11. How many students watched Chilled and Dazed? So these would be the students in the overlap between set C and set D, which would be the 6 and the 2. This would be an 8 in total. How many students watched Chilled or Dazed? So this would be the total number in either set C or set D. So that would be the 68, the 1, the 6, the 2, the 1, and the 17 for a total of 95. Just continuing on with the same example. Part E. How many students watched all 3 films? So this would be the area that is overlap of all 3 sets, and this would be 6. F. What does the number 2 outside of the 3 circles represent? Well, this would be the number of students that did not see any of those movies. For part G, what does the number 2 inside the 3 circles represent? So if you notice, that's in the area that overlaps set C and set D, but is not included in set P. So those 2 students would have seen Chill and Dazed, but did not see Perfect Rebel. In each of the following Venn diagrams, shade the region representing the given set. The first one is A and B, so this would be the overlap between set A and B. A or B is including any element that is in A or B would be both sets A and B entirely shaded. Set A and not set B would be the area of A, but we would not include that overlap between A and B. For A and not B and not C would be everything in A except for the areas that overlap with B and C. For this first example, I'm going to give you an empty Venn diagram, and we are going to fill in the numbers as we come across them. Now in this example, I have ordered them in the order that we're going to actually put them into the Venn diagram. But remember, when you're doing these questions, you want to start from the beginning and work out. Example 1. In Big Hill High School, 185 grade 12 students were surveyed to determine which soft drinks they like to drink. 25 drank all 3. So the 25 would go into the area that overlaps all 3 sets. 52 drank root beer and Coke. So in the overlap between the root beer set and the Coke set, we need a total of 52. We already have 25 in the center, so we need to have 27 to make up the 52. 43 drank Coke and orange. So in the area that overlaps between Coke and orange, we already have 25 in the center. We need 43. So the extra number would be 18. 57 drank root beer and orange. So in the overlapping area between orange and root beer, we need a total of 57. We already have 25, so we need 32 more. We know that 92 drank root beer, so we figure out we've already got the 27, the 25, and the 32. How many more do we need so that we have a total of 92? And that number would be 8. 115 drank Coke. We already have 27, 25, and 18 accounted for. How many more do we need? Well, we need 45. 100 students drank orange. So we already have 32, 25, and 18. How many more do we need? It's going to be 25. Now, determine how many students drank only Coke. We can just read this right off the Venn diagram now, as it's going to be 45. How many drank Coke or root beer? Well, we can add all the numbers. That's the 8, the 27, the 25, the 32, the 45, and the 18, and get 155. Or we can take the 185 students that we have all together, subtract the number that only ate orange, and the number that didn't drink any, which we actually haven't figured out yet, and we would also get 155. Now there are 185 students altogether, and if we do add all the numbers that are within the sets, we find that we only add up to 180, so we do need 5 more. So the number of students that did not drink any of the 3 would be 5.